Clips, clips. Chips Clips.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the InfoWars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double barrel bullcrap, the double speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Chips Clips.
Cheers, buddy. I know. I got it, mate. Got it, mate. That's the meaning of life. Right, cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. Hey, cheers, buddy. Catchy. One time I won't do that. And that's the meaning of life. So that's the end of the show, folks. Thanks for joining. I've said all I had to say. I know it was short and sweet, but it was really close and concise and to the point, and I think everybody will go home after listening to that thinking that they now know the meaning of life itself. Fuck. Bastard. Anyway, I think I can edit this after the point now. So I'll edit that out. Be like Paul Joseph Watson. Edit all this normal bits out. Anyway, don't talk shite. You're not even listening to me. You're just talking in the chat. Anyway, I was saying China rocks. I love it. I'm a communist and I'm fucking going and joining. No. What I was saying is I don't want to talk about just the general conspiracy narrative in and around the China disease, but more there is a China disease, and not specifically the corona disease, but more that, and I've said this is me saying it, I hate to have to repeat myself, but I fucking got it. Trump ran on a ticket of going after China and Iran. Do you know what he's done? He's went after China and Iran, and he's went after them in all fronts. He's even went after Little Rocket Man. He's went after every cunt. And this isn't me saying the coronavirus is some sort of a Western conspiracy, by the way, right? That isn't what I'm saying here. That's not what I'm interjecting. Like, again, there's... How would I ever know that? So I'm not going to lose my shit over not knowing that stuff. But what I certainly know is the event, real, fake, false flag, is getting capitalised by the people who are right now like that. Fuck you, China! Fuck you, China, man! You gonna be the best? You want to be the best by 2050? Fuck you, China, man! Right, and that's what they're doing. And that's what's happening. And again, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think everybody's losing their shit because everybody's controlled with fear. And the best resolution to fear is understanding, because you fear shit you don't understand. When you don't understand it, you fear it. And you're save me. But if you understand what's going on, you're kind of like, right, okay. Sit back. Don't join the army. Smell the roses. Trump's going after China, obviously Iran as well, but we're not talking about Iran just now. We're talking about, does China really stink? On a podcast. Did you know how it's a podcast? Because it says a fucking podcast. Anyway. So, I want to elaborate on whether he's have noticed in general just a longer pattern about the sort of a... pointing to everything negative about China. Now, I want to try and explain this thoroughly in the sense I used to simplify it in layman's terms that propaganda doesn't have to be lies. It doesn't have to be lies to be propaganda. Propaganda can be truth. Hold on, I was going to save this for Tuesday, but I'll give you a wee example. Right, and again, this is like a... where is it? China stinks. Right. No. This is the funniest thing you'll ever hear in your life ever. If every time I came on YouTube, I constantly... Now, I always tell you can tell with the smell when it comes to Celtic fans, can't I, right? That's my Rangers propaganda. That's me trying to implement in your head that all Celtic fans stink, because they do. But now, joking aside, me saying Celtic fans stink, right? It doesn't. It's true. It's very, very true. But it's still propaganda, because I'm rocking up on the YouTubes all the time saying that stuff to wind people up for ulterior motives, right? Try to trigger Celtic fans by saying you can tell with a smell, right? Now, if, say, for example, if I was to say that every Celtic fan was like this continuously, I'm not lying. But if I rock up and just constantly play the worst bunch out of the lot of them, then you can see it's kind of painting them in a negative light. But that aside, listen to this. This is real, by the way, folks. This is genuine.
Are you religious at all?
I'm Catholic, Roman.
Do you go to chapel?
I used to go a lot, but I've stopped now, so I can't really say I'm Roman, no, but I'm Catholic.
Okay.
Roman and the gloaming with the shamrock in my eye. Roman and the gloaming with the shamrock in my eye. Oh, fuck me, man. See, so there's examples of stuff that doesn't have to be fake, that could be used for wind-up merchant purposes. Do you know what I mean? Right, so, with all the stuff, just the bombardment of all the shite that's going on in China, you know, like, we've got food banks here in the UK, we've got facial recognition getting marched out here in the UK, and they're sitting telling you about what a totalitarian, easy for me to say, state China is, because they're using facial recognition and tracking all their citizens online. You're like, what? You're just pointing at them and calling them bad for everything you're doing. But when you're doing it, you go, hey, we're not tracking you. It's Facebook. And it's not us. It's sucker cunt. Do you know? Oh, you know, it's just same shit, different packaging. And so I'm not saying China doesn't stink. I'm just saying China probably might not stink as much as the narrative that we're currently getting fed. For, I would say, for obvious geopolitical reasons, I would go to Trump's manifesto. No manifesto. All those things. Promises. Election promises. That he put out. I would point to them. In a sense that that's why what's happening is happening. And we all woke up right before the left stole woke. Remember back in the day when you watched Alex Jones, like, is he awake? Is he awake? Aye. He knows about the Federal Reserve. He knows about Roswell. He knows the Crown is a corporation. He knows. He's woke. He's awake. And then the morons made such ground for that, made it such a cool sort of, hey, secret cop, are you awake? Here, do you know? False flag. Ooh, you know, oof, Alex Jones. And then the fucking crazy motherfuckers for the left just stole it. Like, literally stole it. Right, they said, are you awake? We'll say woke. Hey. And now every cunt's fucking bouncing about, fucking propagandizing this woke shite. And they're both positive and negative connectivities that it comes. But anyway, I digress. So, the China thing. Does China really stink, or is it part of a larger kind of information war that's going on, which is part of a larger economic warfare that's going on because China, by projections previously made, and I was corrected by Trump at the Davos forum, I do believe, and he was coming out and he was like, yeah, yo, woo, bitches. I just love his candidness with what he's doing, you know. He's coming out, yo, we told the bitches we wanted more money, protection money, when he was talking about South Korea and all that. He got more protection money. But this time, at Davos, he was talking about, what's he talking about? Oh, fuck. Brain fart and a half. Trump at the Davos thing. What did he come out and say, like a pure mafioso don? He's talking about all the pressure he's putting on China. It'll come back to me, I've lost it now. I'd be lying if I said it. It's there. But anyway. So, is China really as stinky as we're told it is? I mean, like, can you sit here and eat haggis and then frown upon a Chinaman because he eats bat soup? Now, I don't want to eat bat soup. It looks pretty fucking minging to me, right? And I don't want to kiss or touch any Chinaman specifically that's ate bat soup right at this present moment in time, just in case. But I'm not going to condemn them for fucking liking to stick bats in a fucking bowl and eat that shit. I mean, like, fuck's sake, humans eat everything and anything. And now we're like sort of but anyway, it's propaganda 101, right? And I know people will think I'm a liberal left because I think it's all the liberal libertards, liberal lefties out there that's like calling all this shit out for like being underliningly racist, or as part of it's just part of a race. Like, I wouldn't call it racist, right? But it's just part of a smear campaign against everything China, right? If smearing a fucking everything that comes out of fucking one nation is racist, then it might be a wee bit racist. If not, it's just a big massive smear campaign. Fuck China up economically. Hopefully, let's hope it stays there. But but Donald Trump's put his fucking cards on the table. He's willing to fucking kick cunts. He's willing to take cunts out. And right now, I mean, why is anybody surprised what's happening is happening right now? Let's look at the facts. Oh, that's came back to me. Trump at Davos came out and said that China was actually predicted to be the biggest economy by 2019. He said it didn't happen. I'd never heard those predictions. I thought it was 2050. I heard the 2050 predictions with The Economist 6 years ago. Anyway, however, X amount of years ago. And China was projected to be the world's largest economy by 2050. According to Donald Trump at Davos, by 2019, didn't happen. Right? Now, we all know, we've all seen the graph of how much fucking the United States spends on its military compared to everybody else. Pretty sure it's more than the whole of the world put together. Does my meme memory serve me correct there? Right? Now, if the people who control that army, now again, I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm trying to understand what's happening here. If the people who control that fucking army, military industrial complex, came from the corporate interests of the military industrial complex, which is the corporate interests of kind of the West as a whole, and like, let's put it this way, you got to be in a good club to fucking rock up to BAE and Lockheed Martin and all that, and order a good couple of fucking 5-star killing machines, you know what I'm saying? And if you're in charge of that shit, and you're looking at a bit of paper saying, here, hold on, these Chinamen are going to fucking overtake you by 2050. Why is it a conspiracy, or why is everybody surprised, or why is it weird that the theatre of politics worldwide is moving us into a position where we're going to be able to, where it's like, it's nationalistic, it's borderlines, and I hate using these words because it makes me look like a fucking Antifa, but just look at the definition of these words, right? That's where I'm kind of going at. It's borderline, like bigoted, xenophobic, all these words, right? And I'm not saying the people that are participating in this are these things inherently. It's people, I believe it's just the natural inherent tribalism in people that's getting played upon and used for ulterior motives. But there's certainly shit going on, man, to fucking twist the knife into China right now. And again, if you were in charge of the biggest army in the motherfucking world, bigger than every other army put together, and some other fucking motherfuckers going like that, right, you might have a big army, but we're going to overtake you economically, we're going to have more money than you, do you think they wouldn't do everything in their power, soft power, diplomatic power? Because, like, I don't know if you know this, there is a trade war and a currency war going on right now. I heard Donald Trump, I was listening to the No Agenda show earlier on, man. I heard Donald Trump talking about the fucking strong dollar and all that jazz. Going on right now as well, with not just China but the BRICS and just the emerging economies of Asia, China and the BRICS, and America are, and it's not Trump, it's the corporate interests as a whole They own that army. Needed Donald Trump to stand up there and go, dee die. So everybody's concentrating on Donald Trump and like how small his hands are and shit. While these motherfuckers are going out there going like that. Here, China. Rocket Man. We're going to get Trump to send you some tweets, motherfucker. Tweet. See, that's the new guns. You know, when you were young, you used to go, pew, 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 pew. Now Donald Trump goes, tweet. With his fucking 6-shooters. Go for it, Rocket Man. Tweet. Killing cunts with tweets and all that. I'm pretty sure he sent fucking, was it salami? Did they slice salami? Who was that Iranian cunt he sliced? It was salami, wasn't it? He sliced up the salami. Right, so salami, I'm pretty sure he tweeted him before he sliced him up and went like, salami, you're getting sliced. Sure, he trolled him before fucking bombing his ass. I mean, this is the world we stay. Welcome to the 21st century, people. You tweet the motherfucker, you're getting droned, and boom, you get droned. I might have made a strong portion of that up, but hey ho, it's the future, baby. Everything's relative. Anyway, in the evening, one and all. So hopefully you know where I kind of stand. I see this whole thing as part of a larger picture. Let's get the virus thing into context here. The people it's killing are people that are on death's door. I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm not saying that the people that are dying aren't fucking innocent people that are dying. I'm just pointing out realities here. It never tends to pan out as bad as they promise it should be. Promise? So I wouldn't get your knickers in the twist, but it's a good way to shove the knife into China at a time when there's an information war on against China, against as well as a currency economic war, and go like, yeah, you know, China men eat fucking bat soup. Ah! Yeah, you know what? This is here, Blazing. Don't steal this. Blazing's always stealing my fucking jokes, man, and this is a cracker. But you know why, China, like America and Trump have been pissed off at the Chiners for spying on them so much, right? And but is it not obvious that like China's have like they've just been spies for generations? That's why their eyes are like that. Oh, looking for a keyhole. Been spying all their fucking life. That's why their eyes are like that. And don't steal that one, Blazing. Don't dare claim that was yours. Anyway, in the evening, one and all, I'm going to hopefully have some folk. Oh, there's tons of people on the Skype telling me I'm muted. Maybe one day I will. You know, I need to get a big red button. A big red button would sort that right out. Right, okay. Shit, I need to add somebody. How do I'll call this. I'm speaking to myself, folks. So just speak to yourself. I'll call this room. Should what? Some technical issues. Skype hasn't been the same since they changed it. Right, but I'm going to try and get Taylor on. Taylor, Uni. He goes by on the YouTubes. Right, let me see, is he there? Be interesting to see what. I believe Uni's a bit younger than myself. It'll be interesting to see what the youngins think. General impression they get growing up about China, you know? Like, I'm 38, growing up. Never really heard much about China other than Kung Fu and the reputation used to be cheap crap. But how things change. Right, let's see. He's in Chaz space, so let's see. How the fuck do you add people? You know, surely if I search for that name. Let me see. There we go. Found them. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Now, let me see what's going to be best here. Let me think in my head. Well, let me just phone him first. Get the show on the road. That is better when you can see the person that you're speaking to. Right, okie doke. Okay, Unite or Taylor, if you prefer to get called that, gives a wee bell when you're about. I'll say hi to the folks in the chat room. See if Uni turns up this evening. Super Leads, how you doing, my man? The artist formerly known as Tony. The Dot, how you doing, buddy? Rackin Tours News, how you doing, gentlemen? Oh my god, what the fuck? There's the Blazing Stars, Jamesy boy. How you doing, guys? And let's say girls. Hi, Maria. You gotta see her. So in the evening, guys and girls, there's the punk on the whiskey as well. Lazy Jesus, how you doing, Lazy Stewie? Super Leads. Altered Media. I need to get glasses, not sunglasses. Altered Edge Media, right, there we go, sorry. I can see it now. In the evening, Altered Edge Media, thanks for joining, buddy. The virus is racist. Tony, I told it takes out of China. I don't know, I think even that's now considered racist, you know, fucking taking the piss out of people's accents. You know, it's alright to take the piss out of Chukters. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh my god. What's happening here?
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
Oh, that's alright, buddy. That's all good, my man. Are you all sorted?
Yeah, sorry. It's just like for some reason Skype's not giving me notifications, so that's why I'm a bit late on replying.
Skype's no been the same since I've changed it.
Sure,
it's a pain in the bum now.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, buddy, what do you prefer to get called? Uni or Taylor or what?
Well, it doesn't really matter to me. Just whichever you prefer to call me is fine.
What do your friends call you?
Well, my online. Online. I have many different names because I have I changed my avatar around. But you can just call me Taylor. That's what Jason and 80 call me.
Sorted. Do the damage with me. So in the evening, Taylor, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
So tell the folks at home, what age are you again, buddy?
I am 25, turning 26 in a couple months.
So you're on the kinda, I suppose you would say the young. Oh shit! I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. The younger spectrum when it comes to. Right, you know, sticking your camera on, buddy. No.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to, mate. It was just so I know where to stick my camera. It's alright, just leave it like that, mate. It's all good. Audio is all we need. Aye, so like before we get into the Chinese thing, because I'm interested in picking your brains about sort of where you're at, Taylor. Like, how did you end up in the path of conspiracy? Let's say.
Yeah, how did I become a conspiracy nut, as a lot of people call it?
Well, I don't know. Taylor, I'll be honest. I don't know whether you're a conspiracy nut or not. To be honest with you, mate, I really don't know that.
Well,
so
I
you
mean,
can enlighten me.
Well, I'm. It depends on what you refer to as a conspiracy nut. It really depends. Like,
Oh, Taylor, see, before we do that, by the way, I know you're starting to do your own. I don't know what you're calling them: podcasts, live shows, streams.
yeah, I haven't. I don't really know what the right word for it is. I'm guessing just like a stream, whatever.
Mate, go with podcast because everybody's using podcast. Podcast is the future, mate. Podcast is a new TV show, so I don't know, but that's me just saying with a branding position. But stick in the chat your name and if you can, if you got the ability, write in the chat as we speak. If you have, I'm just saying, write a wee comment so people can get your channel and
Yeah,
find you if they want to find you, my man.
Yeah, let me look it up on YouTube real quick because I had Skype open, so I need to click on YouTube. There we go. There we go. I heard your voice from the video I clicked on and from you at the same time.
Oh, not lost in
audio. Are you on YouTube or are you streaming through YouTube?
This is streaming on YouTube just now, mate. It's not on my main channel. It's on the Craig's Digital Events one.
Could you link it for me?
Aye. And I've got Skype opened in two computers, and it acts bizarrely sometimes. Hopefully you got that in the message box, my man.
Yeah, I see it. Let me just click on it real quick. Oh, of course, tablet. You don't want to respond. You know that's real nice. There we go. Come on, work. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I see it. Oh, Super Elite is here.
It's just there might be younger folk that you resonate with and stuff that want to see what you're saying on your YouTubes and stuff, so they need a place to come and find you. Hold on, I think James might have just linked me to your channel. Let me see. Is that what that is?
Oh, man. Even Jason.
Skypes...
You know what? Oh, that's real nice. There we go.
Ooh, I'm getting... Let me see. If somebody wants to Skype me any of these details, what the fuck was that James Skype me? Right, that's not what we want.
Jason was like, "Oh man, it's Taylor's nose hairs again."
You've not been taking care of your nose hairs? Is that what you were saying?
No. Jason in the chat, he said, "Oh man, I see Taylor's nose hairs."
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I have a bit of a tendency to have the camera accidentally going up my nose. I don't mean to do it.
Right. Are you on a phone or a webcam or what? On a phone?
Phone.
It's alright, man. Get even just yourself a wee cheap selfie stick, mate. You can usually most of them have got a wee 3-legged thing on the bottom. Frees you up, man. It's a lot better to talk than anyway.
Yeah.
Enough of that. So I'll share your details in the chat at some point. If not, I'll leave them below, man, so people can get a hold of you. But so before we go on to like, does China really stink, and like the larger kind of meme around everything negative coming about China, how did you end up in the conspiracy road anyway yourself, Taylor?
Well, it started I would say around a little over 2 years ago now, or around, if I remember correctly, it was around late 2017. It might have been a bit before that, but basically, I was curious and I stumbled around. Because it was the 9/11 anniversary. I think it was around then, and the videos kept popping up on the main YouTube page. So I was like, you know what? I never really looked into this before, so I got curious. I was bored at the time, and I decided to look. And then I just decided to look up more about it. And then I watched a documentary called A New Pearl Harbor. I'm not sure if you heard of that one.
A New Pearl Harbor, was that the 9/11 one? Aye, I think I've watched that. I mean, like, see, back in the day, like you say, I don't know whether like how deep down the rabbit hole you went, but like, and I know yourself, you were wanting to talk about 9/11 tonight. And in the past, I've sort of said that was the catalyst, that was ground zero for a lot of people when it came to diving into the conspiracy world, where the outcome is you lose trust in everything. So you lose trust in everything. The people that do curry your favour can fill you with whatever they like.
I would agree that I personally think 9/11 and the JFK assassination, for that matter, are the two most obvious ones to people. Like, they're the ones that are the easiest to get into for people, because, like, for instance, 9/11, because it happened in the days of the internet, even though it was the early days. People were able to pretty much see through it right away. And of course, the whole JFK thing has been known for, ever since the event actually happened. So it's become more of a easy to get into for people, if you ask me.
See, it's interesting that you mentioned, like, 9/11 was so easy to see through. I'm trying to multitask here and I'm unable to do it. It's funny you say 9/11 so easy to see through, because and the fact that it was at the very early ages of the internet. Now, I'm like everybody else. I would find it hard to believe that the government, any official narrative about what happened in and around that event was accurate, because the amount of holes in it. In hindsight as well, and I'm not saying that this is, and me bringing up these other questions doesn't say that I now think 9/11 happened the way that everybody, the government said it happened. Far from it. I just think it's more complicated than that. But 9/11, the events of 9/11, and whoever fucking orchestrated them, and I don't think it was just some crazy jihadist with fucking box cutters. The fallout in and around that has changed the world beyond belief, and it was the New Pearl Harbor like event that was said in the was that the PNAC report, wasn't it? The Project for a New American Century and all that jazz,
Yeah, and those guys, which ended up becoming members of the Bush cabinet, the Bush cabinet.
No, it's funny. It's funny. Like, oh, do you know what, mate? Brilliant, you've brought this up, because we're talking about China, but this ties in, because maybe 9/11 was ground zero for a lot of people when it came to conspiracies, right? Now, let's say there's a possibility that the conspiracy genre was used to politically engage disillusioned people, because a lot of disillusioned people, people that don't trust the government, being screwed over, feel hard trodden on, so on and so forth, hate all the corruption, so on, they end up in the conspiracy world. And then the red flag for me was stay in the conspiracy world going, oh, I enjoy conspiracies. It became a political thing. People were then changing their votes at the ballot box. They were constantly negatively talking about one side or the other. Not that you supported the other side, but constantly negatively talking about one side of the argument.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, that's the thing. People are you're going to have bad people. You're going to have cunts no matter where you go, and no matter what community you're in. You're going to have people that try to take advantage of the situation for their own personal goals. That's just how life is. The thing we have to do is we have to be able to sort those people out and to make sure that they are not given the respect that other people deserve. I mean, like, say, for example, we all know Alex Jones is a sellout because of what he did with the whole Donald Trump thing. And, like, what it basically comes down to is, like, if you see somebody who is like super into one side, either Republican or Democrat or liberal or whatever, you know that they're a shill.
Well,
It's like,
I don't think like I genuinely believe that a bit like the back in ancient Greek with the Greek tragedies, the theatre was used to control the populace, right? Now, I believe the modern day theatre is the political world, and it's kind of mixed in with the internet world and conspiracy jazz. And that's been used to harness and this is and I think it's self-evident. I think it's happening. The way that China's getting attacked, and I'm not saying this as I'm like, oh, I love the Chinamen, right, and don't attack them. I mean, I've always pointed out, don't be scared. Like, there's always going to be war. We've never stayed in better times because there's nobody chapping on your door with a gun telling you to rock up and fight, go and run into that machine gun nest, so on and so forth. Thank fuck war has been corporatized and it's all about money. Because if you're not about money, you can actually disattach yourself with war. So I'm not saying it's ideal, it's not utopia, but it's certainly better than at any point of known history where you could just get a chop. Well, in fact, you're America, aren't you? You're not Canada.
yeah, I'm in America.
You're America. Right, so you'll probably know better than me, buddy, about the draft and all that jazz, right? So, I'm pretty sure there's still the ability for the American government to draft soldiers, where you basically just fucking get a chap at the door and told you need to go and serve. Now, in the UK, well, in fact, I guarantee there's probably still some legislation somewhere that they would be able to do that in a situation that required it. But thankfully, the way things are at the moment, where we stay, this is why, like, the narrative of everybody that rules us and owns us and is in control and all that are deep state Illuminati, Satanists and stuff. I'm not saying they're good people. I'm just saying it's not as simple as that. With the society that's been created by the men, been created by us, our forefathers, and everybody combined, has created a point where we're now dying of eating too much. You know, the ills in society are, and our society is not all over the world. I know there's still fucking poverty, but typically in the West, the ills of the society are like eating too much, so on and so forth. And
I'm a perfect example of that. I'm bad American.
Exactly, mate. Like, you're not sitting there fucking worrying about how to fucking feed yourself. You're worrying how to keep yourself fit and stuff like the rest of us. How do I fucking stop cancer? How do I stop all this? And everybody's so now, apparently stress is one of the biggest killers. I imagine like an animal under stress would develop fucking ills where there might have no been ills, right? And I think we're no different. So if you stress yourself out with all this fear out there that the war's going to kill you, this is going to kill you, breathing the air's going to kill you, eating the food's going to kill you, even the water's going to kill you, everything's going to fucking kill you. And I'm not saying there isn't things to be learned and keep yourself on the healthy side of things and all that, far from it. But I'm just saying, people are getting into a state of paralysed fear. And if you look what's happened over, like since 9/11, as you said, the whole genre's been made to shift people's attitudes over to a kind of right-wing nationalistic feeling. Now, not everybody, but a lot of people have moved over to that kind of that sentiment. And if you get that in the populace, it then makes foreign wars palatable enough to enough of the populace that you don't get too much resistance in your own country when you're carrying them out. So China's been projected to be the biggest economy by 2050. Trump said it was 2019. I think we would be naive and stupid to think that the people who own the armies, the corporations that own the armies and are able to influence the armies and the politicians and stuff, as we know that they do, wouldn't want to do everything in their possible power to put China in the box. So whether this coronavirus is man-made, planted, blah, 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 who knows? There's people dying, it's getting propagated, and on the top of that, there's the information war of this, just the general, look, China stinks, look, they're eating bats, they're eating this, they're eating that, so on and so forth. and it ties in with this whole sort of a propagation and of the new media. Now, when then you said that was interesting, you were talking about 9/11 and how that was the early days of the internet, because I wasn't around the early days of the internet, believe it or not. I must have been about 2005 or something before I started getting online. And
Yeah, it was for me. It's just that when you look backwards, I mean, I consider personally before the days of YouTube to be basically the early days of the internet, because it's really around then when all schools pretty much required that you had computers in them and the libraries, etc. So that's really when the internet took off, because that's about when I had to get into the internet. Because before that, I was too poor to even afford one. So, that was around that point, around the mid 2000s.
So, what age were you when you first got your got to grips with the internet? So you pretty much grew up with the internet. Were you a young teenager when you got the internet?
Yeah, around 15 years ago or so. Maybe a little bit less than that. Maybe like 13, 14, around 14, 15 years ago. Around there. So I was around, I would say, around 10, 12 years old.
I honestly think, human beings that grew up and didn't grow up with the internet will be inherently different in so many ways, psychologically speaking, because, like, if you grow up, that just being the norm, the days are like I still remember the days, mate, of like having to phone your ma and your pals' landline and speaking to their mum and dad, and then arranging to meet them all at like one point at one time. No mobile phones, no texts, no way arrange how to meet each other and stuff. And kids nowadays don't even know how to do that, man. But that's just me sounding old.
Well, I mean, I personally, I think while you make a good point, I also think it's also a good thing that we have such options now, because now we can speak to anyone around the world. Like, you're in Canada and I'm in America, so I think it's a blessing that we have this technology that we can actually interact like this. It's just about how it's how it's propagated and used by the big corporations and integrated into society. Like, inherently, I think that what the internet has done is good. It's just that how it's being used isn't necessarily the same.
Well, it's an interesting point, Taylor, because I 100% agree, mate. I don't think the internet's a bad thing, far from it. I'm no a Luddite or anything like that. I try and understand how it affects things, right? And see myself, right? Like, now, I'm not just talking about my generation or the younger generation before or after me. Young people of a certain age tend to be like, we're smart arses. When you're that age and you don't listen to adults, you just think you know all. And it's typically between the ages of like 12 and 16, and you just think you know all, and it's only in hindsight that you can look back and go, fuck's sake, I knew absolutely nothing. But at that moment in time, you think you know it all. Now, me personally, when I was in that phase, I didn't have Google, right? So I thought I knew it all, but I couldn't Google the answer to it fucking all. See, now, kids grow up knowing so much about fucking everything. I know Alan in the chat. Oh, sorry, buddy.
I would argue against that. I would say that they have the ability to learn so much, but I would say that they don't, because they spend most of their time watching stupid gaming channels and Vine videos, which is pretty much all that most people watch on YouTube. Have you seen? Oh, speaking of which, have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Oh, I have, mate. Aye.
Taz and Skype, she linked it to me, and I started watching it, and honestly, I couldn't get past the first half hour or so, because it was so real. Like, society has basically become like that. People just don't know how to form intelligent conversations. All they can say is stuff like, "Duh, you a fucking man. Yeah, go fuck yourself." Yo nigga, man. Stuff like that.
See, mate, that's true to a certain extent, right? That is, I would say it's true to a certain extent, but I also think there's always swings and balances, because what I've noticed is you do get that kind of blinkered mentality of folk and stuff, and just it's. Do you know what it is, mate? Is I don't know. My best explanation of those sort of a folk is it's just they're and I would even say that kind of behaviour that I would have done as a young teenager and all that myself. It's because you're so scared to do anything that's considered not big, not clever, not cool, not spot on. Everybody just falls into a herd mentality, you know? So it depends what herd you get into. So with the advent of the internet and all these different sort of genres and stuff, there's now 1,000,001 herds out there. So what I see is back when I was younger, there was less larger groups but less of them. Now there seems to be smaller groups but more of them when it comes to kids hanging about and stuff, you know, because they're able to find their own wee sort of a bunch of pals that like to do this and like to do that. But it's predominantly over online, innit? People meeting through games and all that shit, I suppose. So.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's all doom and gloom, mate, because on the other hand, I mean, there's people like yourself, you're out there, bumping your brain trying to think a wee bit differently and do something a wee bit different and stuff. And there's other folk out there that are doing that as well. And I guarantee, if you look hard enough, you find a lot of people in and around your area that's doing that stuff. Because I think it's so important not to just gravitate towards echo chambers online. And I'm talking about myself. Still probably do it to a certain extent. That I've done it more in the past. But what I mean is where you end up just, you know, everybody, like, it's like hanging about with your best mates, you know? Everybody likes to hang about with their best mates. Comfortable, everybody's used to each other, used to the banter, nobody's fucking blah, 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 blah. But every now and again, like, it does people good to have something new in the mix, you know? It's just because if everybody's just sitting around blowing smoke up each other's arse, you know, it's like, it's no... There's going to be no progression in the train of thought, because it's easier just to nod, you know, and just go along with the whole group mentality. So,
yeah.
And that's why, I think using online as a way of meeting people in real life is a great tool. But see, getting caught up in these, like, where you can switch on the computer and everything around you is people you like and love. Do you know what I mean? You're not going outside your comfort zone or anything, you know. People can easily just end up retreating to their computer, because it's great, because you just go there and it's like, oh, look, I can speak to these people about this, rather than going out in the real world and actually having to talk about stuff that you don't think is important. You know, being able to talk shite about things that isn't important to you with other people is, I think, is important about being able to go out and just, like, chew the cud with folk, you know, and not having an apocalyptic mindset on you as well, you know. And I know at points I did back in the past. I'm no joking, mate. I really did. I'd have an apocalyptic mindset on me. So every time you're out, everything's like the end of the world. Like, look, the cops beating that guy up. This is a disgrace and all that. You know, it's like everything was really so fucking emotionally triggering for you, because you like, I don't know, I bought into the whole truther stuff where I thought we were fighting the New World Order, and, you know, I really thought that evil was coming upon us, and oh my god, look at this, it's atrocious, look at the world's never been so bad. It's like, no, you've just never watched so many YouTube videos telling you the world has never been so bad, you know? There's so much fucking good and glory out there for everybody if you go and actually do a wee bit of digging, I think. And I've said it before, I believe the whole Truther Industrial Complex thing was set up to, like, we all love a conspiracy, we've all got that natural curiosity in us, men are fucking, man is curious, you know, we all want to figure things out. So it looks like, I say very clever, but it's probably just stereotypical marketing, isn't it? They use a applied psychology to manipulate people for reasons of buying a product or voting for a party.
Yeah,
And
it's like I said, those you get people like that, like Alex Jones and stuff like that, who are shills. But with people like that, you have to be able to take what you think is the truth, and and just move on. Because even a broken clock can be right twice a day.
well, Alex Jones tells you lots of truths, right? But you need to question why he's telling you these truths. I mean, shit he goes on about fluoride. It's pretty much, it's all kind of spot on, right? But the counter argument's washed away. You know, like the counter argument, like in the sense that the quantities that people are taking it in will have little to no adverse effects, and the scientific health benefits are fucking filling in the wee holes in your teeth to stop the decay and all that shit. And then he sells you a water filter. So it's like truths wrapped up in bullshit, but here's the solution for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to mix the truth with lie. You have to mix the lies with some truth to make the lie seem more plausible.
Well, this is a good example, Taylor. Right? See what you're talking about there with Alex Jones, right? And I'm going on about the fluoride thing. Now, I stay here in the UK, right? And I was so mad as a hatter back in the day with Alex Jones that I contacted Scottish Water and asked them for fucking report of what's in their water and blah 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 blah, right? And I went in ball deep about what's in my water in Scotland and stuff. And we don't have any added fluoride that Alex Jones goes on about over here in Scotland. But do you know the amount of people I knew back in the day who were into Alex Jones with me that were fucking scared of water, scared of tap water? Like, getting water filters, literally getting water filters, buying all Alex Jones pish. And I'm like, Scottish tap water hasn't got any of that fluoride in it. It's got the naturally occurring fluoride, but none of the bullcrap fluoride. Aye, but you never know, the government's lying to us. And then that just it made perfect sense to me there. If you convince people that everything's a lie, then it's like I suppose you would say it was like in the cult manual. If you wanted to start up a cult, you need to convince everybody's everything's a lie, but you're the only one telling the truth. And that's what Alex Jones does, man. And not just Alex Jones, by the way. Like, all the talking heads out there, they present themselves as, I'm just telling you the truth. And it's like, what's the truth? It's subjective. Like, fucking, I mean, it's semantics. What's true to me isn't true to others, you know? It's semantics, pedantics, and even just the word truth is just a dumbed down meme to make you think, you know, it's this black and white binary thinking. On or off, black or white, true or false. You know, it's like, is the sky blue? Well, yeah, but, you know, it's not really blue, it's just a fucking light reflecting, all that kind of jazz. You know, you can twist shit. And I think this is why I was kind of immune to a lot of the truther stuff. I spent too many years of my fucking life back in the day working in call centres doing telesales, right? So, like, you get a lot of sales training, right? So you work for fucking sales companies and stuff. So you learn all the jargon, you're learning how to manipulate people, right? You think, you do, well, I can sell British gas, I'm sure people want British gas, I'll tell them this gas is the best gas. Right, but you learn how to manipulate people, how to take them down a path and psychologically get them to fucking to a point where they can't say no. And you learn, and when I first started getting skeptical about some of the alternative media, I was like, hold on a sec, they're using the same ambiguous up to maybe possibly language, you know, like flowery language that means fuck all, mate. It sounds great, but it means fuck all. As the mainstream media that they're taking the piss out of. As everybody that they're fucking, as like the BBC, the ITV, Sky News, Fox, they're pointing at all them lying and manipulating and using these camera tricks and stuff, and I can see it, I agree with them. But then they're using that exact same fucking manipulation themselves. I mean, I've seen David Icke do it, I've seen Richie Allen do it, I've seen Alex Jones. Alex Jones do it? I mean, fuck's sake, we've got him in court fucking admitting he plays characters and shit. I mean, it's pretty self-evident what these things are, and they're propagandists as part of a larger information war that's going on, which is fucking since the advent of the internet worldwide has just been pumped into everybody's home worldwide. That's why there's a rise of right-wing nationalistic politics globally. Now, it's an oxymoron to think that nationalism, well, without the internet, nationalism or all this shit couldn't spread globally. It's an oxymoron to think it would ever spread globally just by the essence of it being nationalistic. They want to just stick to their own. But we've got fucking far right-wing nationalistic figures from all countries' politics travelling around the world, and they don't see the irony of it. And again, even tie it in with China and stuff, mate. It's I think we're genuinely witnessing part of a larger geopolitical struggle, and I just hope the war doesn't go hotter than it is. I hope it just stays a trade war.
It's China, Russia, and it's basically China and Russia versus the rest, basically. But neither one of them are the good guys. They're both bad guys. They're both just in it for their own game. But they're both fighting against. They're both fighting against each other. It's kind of like the Nazis versus the Allies. You know, the Axis versus the Allies. You know, they're both bad, but they both are in for their own personal benefit.
Mate, I'm again sorry, but I think that's just the comic book version. You know that there is no good, there is no bad. There's good and bad on each side. I mean, it's just a war between opposing economic. Now you can agree or disagree with their ideologies. If you even think that's what they're fighting for, I don't believe they're fighting for their ideologies. I think their ideologies are a cover for keeping their economic control over the institutions that they have. But let's say, like what's happening just now is it's just a war, isn't it? But hopefully it doesn't go hot. Hopefully it just stays economic and an information war. And to a certain extent, proxy wars. I mean, I don't know about you, mate. I would rather World War III get played out in Syria than in my backyard. No offense, Syrians and anything, man. I love Syrians and shit, but rather you than me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, personally, if you ask me, I don't think. I personally don't think that we're ever going to see another World War I or World War II type scenario. I think that those days are behind us. These days, it's more about it's information war. It's the 21st century version of a world war. Is the information war.
Taylor,
Yeah,
I agree. I 100% agree with you, mate. I think what we're witnessing just now is World War III, you know, and like whether it's as bad as it gets, who knows? But World War III is terrorism, proxy wars. You know, it's what we're witnessing. Them inside your head messing with it. I was talking to a guy in the gym today, and I was saying to him, well, look, like exactly what you said. World War I and World War II apocalyptic scenarios would never happen again. Why? Because McDonald's want to sell their hamburgers in China and New York at the same time as this war's going on, you know? Because there's larger entities that are more important than the warring factions. Because this is all about trade and economic power. I mean, I would urge people to look into the BRICS. If you don't know what BRICS is, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa economic bloc, and these are all the new emerging economies that are putting America and the West's economic dominance at risk. And you'd be a fool to think they're not fucking trying to fuck this shit up. Now, I was watching a thing on the BBC the other day. You probably don't know who Danny Alexander is, right? He's a Scottish politician, right? A big ginger cunt. He was in our politics and then get ran out. Nobody liked him. He looked like Beaker for the Muppets. And I was watching this documentary on BBC. and it's called Scots. Is it Scots Abroad? She's talking about Scots all around the world. And there's the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, the AIIB. Now, this is it's an investment bank. It's basically a big pool of money that lots of countries put into, and then the deciding factor, then they decide where to put that money as to invest in infrastructure for Asia. Clues in the name, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. And this is an integral part of the way forward for the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And there was Danny Alexander turning up on the board of it. And I'm like, I thought he was on the other side. So there's a Scottish guy over there sitting on the board of the AIIB, controlling this big, massive investment fund. Now, my conspiracy head would go, well, he's obviously trying to make sure that, how's the best way to say it? If you educate, if the most educated people in the world come from certain places in the world, you can then send them into the largest corporations to carry out larger tasks. And I think there's people out there to make sure that the West stays dominant over the East. What's happening in Hong Kong, I think, is China versus the West.
Yeah.
I think Trump getting put in a position to get elected is to put the kibosh on China and Iran. And I don't think China stinks that much. I just think it boils down to old famous adage of East versus West, and you can even say it's capitalism versus communism. And when it boils down to brass tacks, I'd say I'm probably more a commie than a capitalist. You know, if I had my ruby red slipper moment, man, I would definitely click my heels and confiscate every cunt's wealth and redistribute it, you know? But I don't have ruby red slippers, and that's why I wouldn't advocate for communism, because so many people need to die in that model. You know, to redistribute the wealth, you need to storm the castle and take the wealth. And
let's not try to be like the Soviet Union, especially in the Stalin days. Where nearly 100 million people died because of Stalin and Jewish accomplices from the Russian Revolution.
Well, so you hate? So is it you don't like communism? Have you ever read?
I'm not a fan of any kind of political.
I'm not asking if you're a member of the Communist Party or anything. Listen, I'm not a commie or anything like that at all. I'm an individual anarchist. That's the best way I can describe myself. I can't subscribe to any of these things, man. I just can't ignore some of the things that I agree with in communism. That's all. I'm not. I'm brave enough to stand up here and say there's lots of stuff.
Every political style has its good things in it. I mean, that's how they become sold to the people. You know, they have seemingly good ideas, but then they're always just masked by the true intentions of the people that are implementing it. So democracy is the same thing. You know, it sounds like a good idea, but then you look at its implementation, and you're like, no, this isn't exactly what we thought it was.
See, mate, I'm with you. I think democracy and communism have the same thing in problem. The same thing in problem. They, on paper, sound great, sound fair as fuck, right? And then what happens? Man gets involved.
Oh yeah.
And then we bounce in, we're like, but a paper I had on, somebody get some Tipex there, you know. And then we start like looking after our family and our pals, and so problem with communism is the corruption of man, and the problem with democracy is the corruption of man. So anything you were to create moving forward would have to like just inherently understand the corruption of man.
Exactly. I mean, the animal kingdom doesn't. I mean, when animals don't have this kind of problem.
What do you mean, like political ideologies?
They don't have to worry. Animals don't have to worry about corruption because they're so simplistic in nature.
Oh, mate, I would disagree. I would just I love looking at chimps and chimpanzees and them because they're fucking some vicious bastards, mate, right? And that we're very. If you've never seen chimps, man, they'll beat cunts up and they're horrible and they'll pick on people, bully folk, so much like humans. It's untrue, and I think we can learn a lot for basically watching that shit and don't overcomplicate what we are. But a lot of the problems come from, most of the problems come from men competing for women. And men compete for women by competing amongst themselves to fucking look the biggest, the hardest, the strongest, and then they get the woman. So it's the inherent, and I think this is where we're all fighting, only men. Make your own mind up. But this is where a lot of men might have their internal battle. I know what happens with me a lot. Like, I think deep down at some point we all want to be that fucking alpha male. I think to deny that is like the. Not alpha male, but the silverback. That's the analogy I was looking for. Deep down, we all want to be that silverback. If it's not today, it might be tomorrow, right? That's what makes you sit, plotting and planning how to better yourself for tomorrow.
It's the people that everyone looks up to, basically, and all the women want to cling to.
But I'm breaking it down into simplistic terms, but that's what makes the world go round, and people that understand that can then kind of manipulate people by controlling poontang and whatnot. But I think deep down inherently a lot of men, and this is where a lot of our struggles, especially in modern society, where there isn't enough room for a fucking silverback, and we all feel a lot of us feel. A lot of males can feel frustrated and disfranchised and stuff because, especially if you lose hope at ever becoming that silverback, you know what I mean? Like becoming your own wee king of your kingdom and stuff like that. And I know it's no cool to talk in those terms and shit like that, but it's just what I find to be true in myself and others. And I think, I don't know, I see it in a lot of men, man. We all fucking. I mean, you put men in a swimming pool, they'll be fucking swimming into each other. Fucking lane. Do you know what I mean? It's like men are fucking assholes.
Like American football, where you just go, give me that fucking ball, stuff like that.
Mate, you can't even build a wall without guys turning up so you can pee up fucking highest up it. You know what I mean? Everything's just the way we're wired. And a lot of frustration can come from not achieving that silverback status. But I think understanding that, for me, even understanding that it's just it's your natural makeup to kind of pursue that.
Yeah, it's
sensible. But I think so, and I think it's sensibly. It's like then you try and attack it from a sensible position, and kind of long story short, mate. For years, I don't know how many years. It's kind of like my religion. It's only my religion. I just made it up. Mine, I subscribe to it. But I believe that there isn't a God. I believe not that I'm God as well. Big distinct. I believe we're all gods and goddesses. And we're the centre of our own universe. We're the creators of our own universe. And it's up to us to be a good God, a bad God, and to create heaven on earth. Hell on earth. So it's like putting the onus on your. That's all right, mate. Putting the onus on yourself. Sorry, mate.
No, sorry for interrupting you.
It's like
sorry.
All right, mate. Butter in.
Actually, can I use the restroom real quick?
Aye, butter in.
All right, I'll be right back.
Listen, he's actually sitting in America. He hasn't asked to use my toilet. Restroom. It's a cool one, isn't it? Cool's that. I think he's just going in there and go like that. Right. I'm all rested in the restroom. And you know what? I'm going to be saying that Americanism ever now. Anyway, in the evening, one and all. Anybody new in the chat room? Right, that's 9:15. So anybody else want to join, feel free. Links are below. Otherwise, we're going to do another 15-20 minutes. And then wrap up the live shindig and people can join after. If they fancy. Hold on a second. I'm uber confused now. Alright. Is that him? Is that him? Is that what? Is he there? Is he back now? God. Proper news presenter. Oh, oh, shirt and no knickers. Right, aye, so 15-20 more minutes. And then work. I'm going to do the off. So anybody want to join in on the chat? So anyway, does China really stink? I don't think so. Obviously the virus thing that's happening just now, but I see it as a part of a larger effort in general, just of constant negativity towards China and this economic and currency war that we're having with them just now. I think it's self-evident, man. I think it's like blatantly obvious, to be honest with you. I can't see any other way of looking at it.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's alright, buddy.
I wanted to ask...
we all need to pee. Can I just ask, were you peeing or were you doing a rest? Were you having a rest?
A rest? What do you mean?
No, I'm trying to be funny because you said you were going to the restroom.
Oh yeah, that's what we call it here in America.
I know. It's just an Americanism. Yes. No, I was right. No, it's all good. We all need to pee, buddy.
I wanted to ask though, that poster on your wall that says "War is over." What is that from?
It's John and Yoko in the 70s when he was out his tits. This is just before he get killed. This was the kind of stuff he was saying before he get murdered, right? So he was telling you war is over, but the small print, right, is if you want it. Right?
Oh.
So the premise being is like just stop fighting and war's over. That's what I done years ago. I'd done my own election, set myself up as the founding father of Estonia and declared war is over. And it has been since then. I've been involved and responsible and gave my consent to 0 wars. Beautiful.
Yeah, sense. If we just stop, that's the thing when it comes to these like oligarchs, like the Rothschilds and all them. It's like the best way. We don't even have to have a revolution, like a physical revolution or anything. All we need to do is just stop thinking that they actually have power over us. Just ignore them, and they'll go away. They're like bullies. Stop giving them our money. Stop depending on them, and they'll go away. Once they, it's basically really all you have to do. Yeah, it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's basically what it really comes down to. Is just ignore them and stop doing what they want, and they'll eventually go away.
See, mate, like I don't want to get pedantic, but it's more like to me what that means to me. It means different things to different people. What that means to me is it's like as above so below. To understand the micro, you need to understand the macro. I mean, there will always be war, mate. There's just nothing you can do about it. It's always going to be war. It's always going to be people organise themselves to go and fucking batter those cunts because they've got 10 fish more than they've. Right? If you don't want to get involved in war, just opt out. Now, the premise of that being like if everybody took that attitude, then there would be no war. But exactly. it's also like it's not coming from what do you call somebody that doesn't? It's not coming from a pacifistic attitude of like well there shouldn't be war. It's just like, right, okay, if you want to go and kill each other, sees later, sees tomorrow. I'm away over here. I'm going to go and smoke my brains out in this field. You know, like, it's just that it's having that choice. So, like, again, I am not pro-war in one fucking iota, right?
I know. I definitely know what you mean. Basically, if these idiots want to go kill each other, that's their decision. I should be able to decide whether or not if I want to participate. Yeah, and that's really what being an anarchist is all about. Is having an anarchic society. It's being able to make individual choices and not have to associate yourself with any particular group just because they tell you to.
Like, oh. I love talking about this, mate, right? And don't think I'm picking you up on stuff, right? It's just because I like to explain this stuff to the nth degree because I'm so much of an anarchist, I can't even say I'm an anarchist, right? Because, like, as soon as you throw out anarchy, people are telling you this is what an anarchist does. You can't really tell an anarchist what an anarchist does. You just do it. You're either an anarchist or you're not. You live yourself. You live your life in an anarchist fashion. Or you don't. I mean, like, an anarchist. See, when I hear anarchist groups, I'm like, they're no anarchists then. It's kind of, to me, not to them. I understand what they're doing. I understand they're getting together and everybody wants to feel belonging. And I would happily go and participate in that stuff. But I wouldn't call it anarchy. You either just live anarchy or you don't. It's one or the other. You either... I mean,
I'd be fine with groups as long as there's no leader or anyone telling you what to do, because then if you're all equal, on equal footing, and you're all friends.
Have you ever been in a group and there not be a leader?
I know that
it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And if you get a group together, you'll get you even get people that will follow each other because of the colour of their t-shirt, when deep down it's because it's kind of like competing for fucking like a top dog or something, and people won't even admit it or like see it or whatever. But it's natural. So like as an anarchist, right? Again, I'm no living under a delusion. I will never have a leader. Other cunts will have a leader. I know other people, but I'm not condemning that batter in. If like people will gravitate towards leaders, I don't think everybody should live their life the way I live my life. Far fucking from it. If everybody lived my life the way I live my life, it wouldn't be anarchy. I just think if you're fucking, I don't know, if you're a free spirit and you don't fucking, you really don't need anybody to tell you up your own. I've made up my own religion. I've made up my own country. It's all as real as, do you know, my religion's as real as the rest of them. My country's as real as the other ones. I even done a declaration of independence and everything, mate. Do you know what? I wrote in a bit of paper that I declared myself independent. I done exactly what the founding fathers say America done, the exact same. No different. I wrote, declared on a bit of paper. There is no difference.
There is one difference, though, and that's the fact that you don't have any slaves like they did.
How do you know I don't have slaves, mate? You've not seen my dungeon.
Oh, is Charlotte one of your slaves? I know she's in the same country as you.
Who?
Charlotte, Apple Charlotte.
Aye, Chad could be my slave on a good day, aye.
Don't mistreat.
I've got a few gimp masks. I'm sure that, but even that semantics about them having slaves and stuff. But like, no, my declaration of my country being independent is as real as a declaration of independence of America. So there is, and nobody's. Do you know the only difference? I've not had fucking the redcoats turn up and try and kill me yet. So my country's actually more king because my country. And I know it sounds batshit crazy, but see, it's just a way for me to disattach myself from a political system and a country doing things that I can't agree with for reasons that I don't understand, so I can't go along with. Right, okay, it's a Dane shit, I don't fully get it, go and do it, just fucking leave me out. I'm not getting my permission. I'm going to live as an anarchist, and as anarchy as I possibly can, and just go about your business. Just because, like, I don't know, if you don't want to like go balls out and fucking sorry.
Then the problem comes where you have to participate in their schemes, like paying taxes and stuff, and bills and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah, this is very true, mate. But it depends what kind of angle you look at it, right? So, for example, if you think, oh my god, I'm a slave, I have to pay taxes, Or you think, oh right, oh god, hold on, I'm an independent country here. I'm fucking rogue, man. Right, I need to pay taxes. I need to do this. I need to do. Plus, you get some. Plus, if you get your leg chopped off, you might get it sewn back on for free. But you negotiate these things to the best of your fucking ability. Nobody's ever been fucking truly free. They've always had tolls. You've always had to pay the piper. If you wanted to cross fucking hunting lands, you always had to fucking negotiate this, trade that. I've seen Star Wars. Star Wars is the way the world works. I'm not talking about the Mandalorian.
Oh, Star Wars! Oh my god, I freaking
It's
Star
real, mate.
Wars.
It's real.
I know what you mean, but it's just like when I hear Star Wars, I can't help but thinking of just how fucking shit it's become, man.
I'll be honest, I watched The Mandalorian and I thought it was satisfyingly shit in the sense that you don't need to turn your brain on, you know? It's just like, okay, good guy. Boo, 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 boo. Kills the bad guy. Yay! Woo! And there appears to be a little Yoda there, but I can't get. I'm not too much into my Star Wars, so is that Yoda?
No. That's not actually. It's one of his race.
It's after the timeline of Yoda, isn't it? Is that post or pre Yoda? I don't know. We need some Star Wars.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Let's just tell Disney to get the fuck away from. Actually, look, Star Wars can please fucking die already. Seriously, it's just like, man, it's just like fucking Dragon Ball. It's one of those franchises that just does not want to die, or rather, the people making it don't want it to die because it makes easy money because of the name.
Oh, I know, mate. It's like a dead horse. They're just flogging that motherfucker. But it's like everything nowadays, man. They've ran out of ideas for content, so it's just rehash everything. Fuck, I watched Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot. They were even taking the piss out of reboots as they done a reboot. It's funny. But, mate, do you know what it is, though? It's all these streaming sites, right? They're having to compete with YouTube. Now, one of the lures of YouTube is you're never going to end. You're never going to run out of original content to watch. You can be on YouTube all the time and you'll always find something new to watch. There'll be always constant new shit. So Netflix needs the same stuff. Disney needs the same. All the rest of them need the same. Because if you're sitting there on Netflix, you need to fucking have endless new stuff. Make you keep on the Netflix. Otherwise, you're going to bounce back on the YouTube and maybe start talking about Deep State Illuminati and how they.
Or you could be one of those kids that go onto a Fortnite video and say, "Oh, this kid is being a faggot, man." Do
you play Fortnite, buddy?
No. Hell no.
Are you a gamer? No. Are you a gamer?
To a certain, I don't personally consider myself to be a gamer. I do play games, but I wouldn't consider myself to be a gamer because gamers are ones who buy games constantly, buy the new systems, always buy all the new up to date stuff. That's pretty much what I consider to be a gamer, and I don't consider myself to be that because like I'm poor. I can barely. I can't afford to really get much of anything. So I just try to get the best I can.
So, see with your live streams and stuff, mate. Are you hoping to try and make it into like a wee career or something for yourself, or
what do you mean?
To do? Well, if you're going to start doing live shows and stuff, aren't you? You're going to start doing them regularly and whatnot. So, hold on, I think I got a squirrel. Just get. Okay, I'm going to share your channel in the chat now, James. So that's a link to Taylor's Uni's YouTube channel. You want to go and check it out? But I mean, like, it's brilliant hobby. It's great fun. You get to meet a lot of people, chat to a lot of new people, expand your mind and all that stuff. But the way the world, mate, like there's if you approach it in the right manner, and if you're pending your makeup and stuff, man, you could crack it and fucking do a cracking wee YouTube channel that turns out to be your new career. Holy.
Great career to have. I know a lot of people have that. And a lot of people that I think personally don't deserve it, but that's just my opinion.
I know, but that's a wee. Me as well. But I think if I was brutally honest with myself, I think that's most out of jealousy. I bastard. But they've basically what they've done, mate, is they've tapped into a market, right? And like I know a lot of people. I remember in my early days on the YouTubes, right? You were see if you monetized your channel, you were seen as selling out to the Illuminati. Like I'm just making videos and just to sit. Anyway, and
Yeah,
even anybody daring to approach this for more than I'm doing this to wake people up and help the world and all that. Like, I want to help the world, but I don't know. Maybe I could get a career out of it as well. It's a hard it's a hard attitude to have because like a lot of people do approach like you're just about the money, you know. No, I'm sitting around with a lot of time on my hands and I'm thinking what I can do for my future. And YouTube's beautiful in the sense that it'll open you up to producing videos, audio stuff, computer stuff, all that jazz.
yeah. I personally dislike YouTube as a whole because of just the way it is and the people that run it. But you know, it is still, despite how anyone feels about it, it's still the number one most used site. So
I know, mate.
you know.
It's not what it used to be, but I understand that. I understand why, and I'm not being a bitch and going to bitch shoot. I understand what it is, you know. And I think YouTube will be around for a long time yet, but never be the same.
Well, yeah, as long as it's being backed by Google and the Silicon Valley corporations, it's not going anywhere. Same with Facebook and all them. It's not going to go anywhere as long as they got the big corporations back in them.
Well, I think we're witnessing it, mate. I don't know about yourself, right? So, I used to get all my music for YouTube. I had playlists and all that. See, the more playlists I go into now, a lot of them are blocked in my country, so on and so forth. And that's because they're all going onto these streaming sites and stuff where we're getting more lucrative returns. And I think YouTube is doing their premium music service site as well.
I don't give YouTube a dime of my money. No, they can fuck off with that. They ain't getting a dime from me.
Good man.
I'm sorry if that seems cynical, but I'm sorry. YouTube don't deserve a cent, especially since we know who runs them and what their true agendas are.
Well, mate, I get you, man. Like, it's all about your position. Like, I'm like you, man. I'm fucking brassic. That's Scottish slang for skint, right? I've not got dough coming out my ears. So, of course, I'm going to fucking grab everything I can for free and not give back. But if I was, not YouTube, but like, see other YouTubers and stuff out there, if I was sitting maybe extra bit of dough and I would quite happily throw somebody some dough.
Yeah,
it
depends.
I have done.
It depends on who you're giving the money to. I mean, it's just YouTube in particular. The company I would never give a cent to.
Oh, mate, YouTube or Google are fucking data. You know, they've got everything, so.
Yeah, they don't need first of all, they don't need my money. And second of all, even if they did, they're scummy. They don't deserve a cent. I mean,
mate,
individual user, that's different.
And mate, they're already probably, well, in fact, I would be very surprised if they weren't already making money off your data and mine. You know, the data they've already fucking got on us. So, all this free shit that we use for Google and all that, it ain't free. Nothing in life is free. They're just using it for like fucking like the data we give back and feedback allows them to build the algos that is going to allow them to create Skynet and take over the world.
Yep. I mean that's their end goal basically. Like you know, the Illuminati, the oligarchs, the deep state, the 13, whatever you want to call them. That's their end goal. Is basically a Terminator style world. Where they're in control and all that.
Yeah, I watched the new Terminator. Well, I say the new one, the one that was out in 2019.
Yeah.
And I was sitting watching it, right, and see, like, for the first time, I wasn't going, oh my god, look at this fucking horrible fucking future. I was like, hey, all we do is need to fucking stop them killing humans and just like, you know, there's always going to be war, right? There's always going to be people competing to fucking like that. I don't know. I'm not being apocalyptic or doom merchant. I base this on every fucking point of known fucking history that we can possibly ever know anything ever about. And at every possible point of fucking history that we could ever know anything fucking possible about, there's always been fucking war. Not fucking constant war, but fucking patterns of war. War and peace. War and peace. War and peace. And
but the reasons are always. But the reasons, I personally, we know war is never going to stop. It depends, personally, on the reasons that they're happening and the people who are behind it. Like, what are the reasons for it? If it's just, say, for example, if it's just a couple of dickheads going at each other, that's different. You know, that's like, okay, whatever. You know, you can safely ignore it. But if it's going to involve innocent people that want nothing to do with it, that's when it goes too far.
I think there's going to be innocent people caught up, but like I think this is my best guess at the reason for the war, right? The current unveiling, the current new technology that's getting rolled out like globally, it's allowing control and dominance of people that we've never seen before. So there's economic benefits to be the top dog when this comes down, and why control 3/4 of the world? Why only have a Commonwealth when you can control the fucking world?
And aren't the Rothschilds in particular, like their central banking system? Isn't Iran like one of the last 3 or whatever countries left in the world that isn't a part of their system, and that's the reason why they're going after them currently?
Well, mate, I used to be right on point with you. I used to fucking rhyme and repeat that fucking right off verbatim. I used to be right on point with you. I've now I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true. I've now got a kind of different take on it. Now, when I hear like the Rothschilds and the banking system and all that shit getting used, right, and I'm not shilling for the banks or the Jews or the Rothschilds or Israel or anything like that. I'm just trying to understand what's happening here. Now, I don't think the Jews are control of the world. I just think they're good abacuses. They're human abacuses. They were really good at counting money, and fucking they were highly educated at a point when nobody was educated and couldn't count money. And they were used, well, I think what I'm saying, mate, see the Rothschilds, I think the Rothschilds aren't, I think the Rothschilds are more loyal to the city of, this is a good way of saying it. I think the Rothschilds are more loyal to the city of London and their corporate interests than Israel. Now, you know Israel's synonymous with their flag and the Star of David, and the Star of David being the two triangles, one inverted on each other. Now, you'll get the Star of David, which is it's also known as it's a hexagram, isn't it? It's also known as a hexagram. Now, in the lobby of the UK Parliament, you'll find a big, massive hexagram, just exactly the same as you'll get on the flag of Israel. Now, a hexagram, go and look at that hexagram and all the magical shit and mysticism, everything that means. I boil it down to math and alchemy and all that stuff, knowledge that's passed on. But the point I'm getting at is the Star of David's in the lobby of the Parliament, and it was built. Now, I'm going to fuck this up so people do their background check, but it'll be in the right ballpark. Roughly about 200 years before the creation of Israel, if my memory serves me correct. That's when the UK Parliament was built. Sorry?
About the time America came to be, basically.
Well, see, now that I think of it, I think it must have been about 300 years then, because I'm sure the Parliament was built before fucking the American shit happened.
Yeah, that is. Sure. Yeah, I think you're right about that, actually.
Right, but my point is, like hundreds of years ago, the UK Parliament are sitting in one of the most important places with a big fucking Star of David, but it wasn't the Star of David; it's just a hexagram, right? It's a magical symbol that's hung out there, And then you have the Rothschilds walking out, and like, I'm not saying that Rothschilds aren't Jewish. They might rock up and. How many people do you know that fucking go to church and then they walk out and go, I don't believe in that shit. I'm just there to fucking save face. Like, that's what I think the Rothschilds are. I don't think anybody that's into hookers and blows and taking over the world and all that have any interest in fucking religion. Because
Yeah, they don't believe in any religion except for what benefits them. They'll use religion in order to gain more power over the people. That's what religion in of itself was probably even created for in the first place.
mate, religion's a pile of shite. It's a pile of shite. Now, like, and again, this isn't, mate, this isn't conjecture. This isn't conspiracy theory. That again, I'm pointing at known history. Known history. And not just a wee portion of known history. Every fucking point of known history, people have lied, disguised, pretended, kid on religions for political reasons. You only need to look at the kings and queens, the Reformation, the Stuarts here, the Vikings coming over. Fuck, there was Vikings pretending they were Christian, fucking marry fucking Christian. It was crazy. Like, they don't give a fuck. It doesn't mean that they're changing their religion. They're just doing it for lip service. So why do we think the Rothschilds are now like some sort of a like fucking represent all the Jews? That Rothschild cunt looks like a fucking skinny white fucking bastard to me. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like a fucking brown?
And I agree. Like, I like anyone who says all Jews are bad. I'm just like, that's not only is that racist, but also, I don't think, just like there's plenty of bad Americans. Honestly, America, I think, is just as bad as Israel in that respect. But at the same time, I don't hate all Americans, and I don't hate all Jews, and I don't hate it's not about what race they are. It's just the people at the top. Because it's not just the Rothschilds. There's the Bushes, the Rockefellers, the Harrimans, all these families, and they make up many different kinds of backgrounds, religions, or ethnicity, whatever. None of that matters. It's just the people who they are and what they're doing. Hate the people doing it, not the people that just so happen to live in the country that they happen to rule.
It's,
like, you know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. It's cannon fodder, right? Like, because I believe, like, a lot of people, me and you, right, will be on the same page. We understand corporations and people with money own and operate a lot, or influence a lot of the politicians. So why the fuck do we think religion's any different? Why do we think religion's ran by a bunch of people that believe in fucking God? Are people stupid? Are people retarded? You know what I mean?
Religion is a bit. That's what it is.
Religion isn't ran with people that believe in God. As soon as the Pope's fucking, as soon as the camera's off the Pope, he's in his Sussex and suspenders, hookers and blow, and shagging the 12-year-olds that he's quite allowed to do in the Vatican City because of the age of consent, 12-year-old.
Really? Really? I didn't even know that.
Vatican City. See, you know the Vatican's different from Italy. Age of consent is 12.
Well, now I can tell all those people that say that 18 is the lowest age that it can possibly be to fuck off because they don't know shit.
If you want to fuck an under 18-year-old man, here, Prince Andrew, fuck off to the Vatican City, mate. Pope will bless you.
Exactly. A freaking Jimmy Savile. Actually, no, Jimmy Savile would probably fuck a fucking 5-year-old. So.
So see, that's where I'm at. So all this religion versus Muslim, and I don't believe he's Muslim, Allah Akbar, not but like all the idiots fucking saying the stupid shit believe in that crap, but that's just the sheep. The shepherd just says what he has to say to get the sheep to follow. The shepherd doesn't believe in his own shite. Check the Pope, check the Queen believes that she's God's representative on earth. Yeah, I've got news for everybody, right? No cunt is fucking more special than anybody else in this bastard on earth, and especially no cunt's fucking closer to fucking whatever is or isn't God than anybody else. And anybody that claims so is full of fucking shite. And if you can't call that out, they're fucking in the cult of religion. Because I don't know, I don't know about you. Do you remember when young, trying to fucking think about God? Like, I'm praying to God. Where is he on his flying carpet? Where's God in the fucking cloud? Never manifest. Because it's all fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, the thing about God is, if he was really like people say, is why hasn't he stopped all the wars? Why hasn't he stopped the Rothschilds? Why hasn't he stopped the Queen? Why hasn't he stopped all the pedophilia? Why hasn't he done this and that?
Well, I'll say, mate, I believe in God. I need God.
Yeah, and but basically,
my
you don't
God's a
believe in
bitch.
somebody who's superior to you inherently, basically.
No, I'll be honest, I think God is tune in tomorrow night, man. I'm going to go into this shit. I think God's the golden ratio. It's just a formula. I watched a thing the other day, right? It was somebody in the chat room, and it was oh, you might have seen this in, mate, and it was like fucking scientists taking pig cells, skin cells for a pig, I think, and heart cells for a pig, taking them apart into individual cells and then rebuilding them so that the cells that were part of the heart was on one side and the ones that were part of the skin were on the other side, creating a little biological robot, and then using a supercomputer, like monitoring its movements, and then feeding that into a supercomputer. The supercomputer could then tell you how to put the cells together individually to create predictable movements. So they literally created like fucking biological fucking robots. It was living robots, living cells. That blew my mind. It just really fucking put it in my head how easily we could have been created in a petri dish and we just don't know it.
Yeah, it's very possible. But then, what about the dinosaurs?
They were created in a bigger petri dish.
Big one. Probably. Well, I mean, I'm pretty good personally, but
I landed a giant petri dish. Right,
Very
Taylor,
good.
listen, my man. I'm going to wrap things up here. Nobody else wants to join. So, I'll do a quick summary. Anything else you want to... In fact, I'll do a quick summary. Go to you, mate. Say hi to the chat, and then we'll get out of here. And if you want to hang around for a wee after chat, hang about, my man.
All
So, so we've talked about almost everything tonight. So thanks for joining, everybody. Does China really stink? So to summarise, and I know we spoke about everything, but I don't think China really stinks. I think it's part of a larger sort of a smear campaign. I'm not saying China's good or bad either. I'm just talking about the information that's coming out that sees part of a smear. You stink because you eat bat soup. And you've got a disease. But as I've said lots of times, man, it's like, don't let the fear control you, because if you do get yourself in a state of paralysed fear, then you're just more malleable to people to come in, because they'll present themselves as your saviour. And if they present yourself as your saviour, Anyway, so spoke enough about China. Tune in tomorrow night for not the Infowars Nightly News, the original, the alternative look at the so-called alternative media, skeptical with the spectacles about the so-called skeptics, and watching the motherfucking Watchmen. If somebody's got to do it. So in the evening, a one and oh, Jamesy boy, oh my god, Rick, Jodie, Nero, Paradise, Maria, Tazi, Cha, Days, Ridiculizer, how you doing, my man? Devin, Tony, Gas Mask, Bright, Cheech, in the evening, Jodie, how you doing, Jodie? Nice to see you. And Maria, Schmurchners.
I wanted to ask Apple Charlotte to come on, but she'll probably tell me to fuck off.
Tell him to fuck off, cha. Well, maybe I don't know, maybe she'll pop in after we've went off live, buddy, you never know. Blazing. Thanks to everybody that's joined. Oh my god, what the fuck? Devin, Taz, Cheech, Card Bunny, how you doing, my man?
His name is, oh my god, what the fuck? He's a OMG WTF.
Oh my god, what the fuck? And I think I seen Lazy Jesus in there as well in the evening. Lazy Jesus, hope you're doing well. Neuro Paradise, Blazing, Cheech, Super Leads, Cha. If anybody wants to join the chat, Skype me afterwards. Tune in tomorrow. Oh no, not tomorrow. Tune in Tuesday for Not the Infowars Nightly News. Taylor, Uni, how you doing, my man? I shared your link for your channel. Do you want to say anything before we go off live, buddy?
Well, I just want to say, don't give in to fear. Don't and don't put all your belief in a single person. Always ask questions. Always make sure that you look at the right sources, and that you get your ones and your twos ready, secure, so that way you can get your threes going in there. If that makes any sense.
It does, mate. It does. Do your due diligence. Think for yourself. And there's a million and one ways to say it. Don't get fucking curried by others' favour. So, aye, mate. Wise words. Wise words. So, thanks for joining, mate. Been a pleasure speaking to you. Geezer, you just a wee minute or two. I'll do the outro and stop the live stream, and then I'll come back to you, mate, and we'll start up a wee Skype chat. Okay, so just stay where you are, and I'll get ourselves all sorted. So thanks, everybody. Make sure you thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the good stuff. Remember what I do, it's digital basket. Oh, no, shit, I've not got my fucking thing up. It's all available and accessible free of charge. Do such a good job. You'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life saving. PayPal button down below. And a mega everybody that does goes in the chat. Alrighty, boys and girls. Hopefully you'll join me on Tuesday for Not the Infowars Night News, and next Monday, not Sunday, although today's Sunday, not Monday, for the Truth for Industrial Complex podcast. Alrighty, boob tubes. Cheese.
Kips clips.
Let's see here. There we go.